Welcome to another episode of Into the Deep. Listen, our fan base is growing and we are excited our deep divers are watching. You can become a deep diver as well. Just like, share, subscribe. Become a partner with us. When you become a partner with us, you become a deep diver. What is a deep diver? You are invited into our personal space. We have a chat room where you can blog. You can share your experiences. You can talk. You can be free. I answer all of your questions. We have intimate moments and we become transparent. I believe that transparency is a new prosperity. So listen, we're getting ready to dive into this today. We have been dealing with unpacking childhood trauma, the long-term effect. Listen, this is probably the last episode on that because today we're going to deal with some steps that you can take on how to heal from childhood trauma. So do me a favor, call up a friend, tell somebody that Into the Deep is now on, and we're excited that you're listening. So we're going to get right into it. Number one, you got to acknowledge and validate your experience. I had to do that. I kept running from the fact that I was raped and molested. I never owned it. I never wanted to accept it because how it happened and where it happened, I just didn't believe it until I realized that it was true. The first step to healing from childhood trauma is acknowledging and validating your feelings. You have to be okay to feel what you feel. And then what I did, I literally had to seek professional help. I had to go to a psychiatrist. I had to go to a therapist. I had to sit on somebody's couch. I cried. Listen, I'm still on somebody's couch because it caused a long-term effect. And because it caused a long-term effect, it caused me to hate myself. Can I tell you that the childhood trauma that I went through caused me to hate me? It caused me to blame me. It caused me to hold me. I held myself responsible. I did. This is something I said to myself as an adult. Well, I didn't scream loud enough, or maybe I didn't tell the right person. Or when I kept going to this person, that person, and they didn't believe me, I blamed me. So I hated me. So I literally had to go seek some help. And then I had to practice self-care. I literally engaged in activities that promoted my self-well-being. I had to create boundaries. Anything that looked like a trigger, anything that looked like trauma that I went through, I had to create boundaries. So sometimes creating boundaries will also help you heal from said trauma. What I had to do was I established healthy relationships. I didn't get with nobody. I didn't become friends with people because, it was me that went through. I didn't need sympathy. No, you don't need sympathy. Yes, you need someone to understand what you went through, but you don't need a support system that's going to keep you where you're at. No, you got to get you some people to say, hey, it happened, acknowledge it, now crush it. And that's something that I had to do. Let me say this, I literally had to crush everything that I went through as a child. I crushed it. I had to start over. That's why I got this book coming out called Becoming Raheem. Because it really deals with Raheem addressing the hurt of an adolescent as a kid. It's really dealing with the Raheem that nobody really knows. I had to unpack the nasty, the dirty, the pain. And can I tell you, it felt good? Oh, baby, it felt amazing. Let me tell you something. I was sitting on the porch one day and I saw an ice cream truck ride past. Let me tell you something. That ice cream truck came back around that house about 2 or 3 times. Now in my mind as a kid, I could never have ice cream. Never. But when that ice cream truck rolled around that 3rd time, I stopped it. I went and got $30 and spent $30 on ice cream. And I want you to know that not in one day, but I ate that $30 worth of ice cream. Everything, and I want to deal with something for a moment, everything that happened as a kid that I could not enjoy or I could not have or caused trauma, I now enjoy it as an adult. For an example, can't nobody tell me to take my Christmas tree down. I wish you would. I'll pop you in your mouth because number one, it's my tree. Let's deal with that. Can't nobody tell me what to do in my house. It's my Christmas tree. So if I want my Christmas tree up all year long, then I want my Christmas tree up all year long. But the reason why I enjoy Christmas is because that's not something I really was able to enjoy as a kid. Number one, because I was bad. Let me tell you something. And I wasn't bad to the point of just bad. I was just really hyper, okay? But when you're in the foster care system, the state will give you what they call a good fella box. A good fella box is a white little box that have happy holidays or Merry Christmas or something on it. Inside of this good fella box, you got socks to wear, on Johns. They give you a pack of Jolly Ranchers. It's a necessity. They give you a toothbrush, give you a little remote control car. It's a Christmas gift from the state. You know, that's what you get. And then they go about your business. So every year, I really got a good fella box. So I told myself, when I get grown, Christmas is my favorite holiday, and I'm going to enjoy it. So now, when Christmas time roll around, can't nobody tell me nothing, because I heal that. So I love Christmas. Same thing for my birthday. My birthday is July 2nd. And when I was a kid, they always would celebrate my birthday July 4th. Unfortunately for me, that wasn't special. Nah. To me, I felt like you just went and brought a birthday cake, because we were already having a picnic on the 4th of July. So you went and brought a birthday cake. And after all the festivities, y'all called everybody over saying happy birthday. No, I want a birthday party. That's me, because I saw all the other kids have a birthday party. So why I can't get a birthday party? Well, your birthday is around 4th of July. What happened to those kids that birthday's around Christmas? Birthday's around Thanksgiving. So for me, I never had a birthday in my mind. You celebrated it, but it wasn't on my day. So I made it my business that when I became an adult, I am going to throw myself a party. So every year, I don't care what day it fall on, I am having a birthday party, or I'm doing something for my birthday, because I healed that wound. You gotta create a healthy self relationship with yourself. You got to deal with you. And you got to enjoy you. You got to love you. And I did that. And then I engage in creative expressions. Let me tell you something. I love art. Let me tell you something. I love coloring. That's why I released the 40 affirmation coloring book. You can catch that on Amazon. I love coloring. Give me a canvas. Give me some paint. Listen, put me in a room with a puzzle. Put me in a room where I can write. It's nothing but just notepads. I can write for days. Give me some music. I process my emotions through music. So anytime as an adult I'm going through something, I literally stop and listen to music. And I put all my emotions into music. I want to share a secret with y'all. Don't tell nobody that I told y'all this secret. I suffer from high functioning autistic. So on top of me being autistic, I also dealt with other problems and health issues and other trauma on top of what I'm already dealing with. So number one, I had to now process an autistic brain, because I'm very articulate. I'm very smart. So I had to process stuff differently. And then I'll tell you this, it takes me a very long time to process stuff. So like if you come for me, it's going to take me a day to realize that you came for me. But then I'm going to snap back. It may be late and you probably forgot that you came for me yesterday. But then I'm going to be like, nah, I just thought about what you said. And I ain't like what you said. So we about to fix what you said, because I had to process it. And people get mad. They be like, well, why did you wait so long to bring it up? Because my brain didn't process it. And you can't tell my brain how to process it. That's just the bottom line. I'm autistic. You can't tell my brain how to function. And you can't force me to process something quickly because you want to get this over with. No, that don't work. Don't let nobody rush you. Don't let nobody put you in a box to conform to how they want you to answer or how they want you to react. No, you can't do that, bruh. Because at the end of the day, you're finding yourself living for people. And Raheem lived for people for almost 30 years. I ain't living for nobody else. I'm living for God. I'm living for me. I lived my life for the church. Listen, I got married out of trauma for the church. I got married because I was wounded. I got married because I had a baby out of wedlock while preaching, while pastoring. They said, well, you can't pastor without a wife. So what I do, I went and got married to my child's mother. No, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I think I was 18 when I got married. No, I wasn't ready for marriage. Listen, I wasn't ready to pastor a church at 17. This is childhood trauma. Oh, you got a pastor because your granddaddy died and we want to keep it in the family. So you gotta go pastor the church at 17 in your high school. Oh, okay. How that work? But I said, yeah, because I lived for people. Why? Because I had trauma that was not healed. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. To create a healthy environment in your life, you got to be patient and you got to be compassionate with yourself. Don't rush your healing. Healing takes time. Healing takes time. Be kind to yourself. Celebrate small victories. Let me tell you something. I don't care who think I'm crazy. I'm always going to pat Raheem on the back. I just did it last week. I was like, hey, Raheem, you on a roll. I'm like, Raheem, I'm proud of you. Excuse me. The year 2025, Raheem, you released 4 prayer tracks, 3 books, your 4th book almost released, food truck up and running, podcast on the way. Well, actually, it's out now. I'm like, Raheem, you doing it, but yet going through oppositions, going through different lies, going through different scandals, no, because I've learned that Raheem got to be okay with Raheem. And I want you to be okay with you. This is how healing takes place when you bring everyone else out of your circle. Put everybody out. I'm gonna deal with Bible just for a second. When Jesus showed up and everybody was in the house and they didn't have faith. And I'm paraphrasing for those of you all who are strong in the word, which I am, but I'm dealing with a different audience. So I'm a paraphrase. Jesus showed up to heal this young lady, the daughter. Here we find bunch of people in the house. Half of them like, hey, you done showed up late. She dead. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Jesus said, no, y'all got to get out. Why? Because you don't believe. Sometimes you got to put people out your healing process. Let me say it again. Sometimes you got to put people out your healing process and only take the right people in with you. When you have a room full of people that don't even support you, but yet you want them to be a part of your healing, it ain't gonna work, because there's always going to be some chatter in the background. There's always going to be some noise. There's always going to be some naysayers in the background. So when you heal privately and when you pop up whole, can't nobody hurt you because you're healed and you're whole. And that's what I want to say to us today. Listen, I'm going off script. We got to find ourselves in a season where we stop allowing what people think, say, or want us to look like affect us. And we got to get to a place where we ask God, how did you create me? I want to deal with that. I'm off script and I'm probably off time, and it's okay. We got to find the root. I want to deal with that. We got to find the root. And the root is, God, what was my purpose when you created me? What was the image that you had for me? What did I look like in your eyes? Because you said, let us make man in our image. So what was that image? Can you show me that image? Can you reveal to me what Raheem looked like? Can you reveal to me what John Doe looked like? Can you tell me what Jane Doe purpose was? What was my purpose when I turned 22? See, a lot of us are trying to live life according to the quote status, to the status of the world. We want material things. But we never go back to God and say, God, what was your purpose in creating me? Why did I go through this? Listen, it was good that I was afflicted. I may learn from my status, meaning that everything that I went through, I learned from it, so I don't repeat it. The only time a person keeps repeating what they went through, or keep repeating, and people call repeat offenders, or they say you're going to do this to someone else. Nah, that ain't Raheem's story, because everything Raheem went through, because it almost made me commit suicide, I'll never do that I will never do that to somebody else. My job is to protect, because I know what it did to my mental. So I need us to understand in this season, watch this. When you create an environment, when you create a door, watch this, when you create a season where it's all about you, can't nobody interrupt your peace. And I'm in a season right now that can't nobody disturb my peace. Nope. Why? Because I'm healed. I'm healed in my childhood. Everybody who has hurt me in my childhood, 97% of them are still alive. And I've built a healthy relationship with them all, even the person who raped me. And somebody may call me stupid. Well, how did you? Because I had to realize that when I get to heaven, God is not going to say, Raheem, I understand that you went off because this person did this, and I understand why you snapped. I understand why you shot him. I understand. No, no. God is going to say, what did you do in response of what they did? They got to answer for what they did. You have to answer for how you responded, how you reacted. So every now and then, I always say that to myself, stop, Raheem, don't respond, because you're going to have to give an answer to that. I know you angry. I know you want to pop off. I know you want to show the receipts. Don't, because you're going to have to stand before God, and God is going to say, but why did you respond like that? Well, God, I was hurt. I know you was. I planned that in your life. Well, God, they didn't understand. I know. I planned that in your life. Everything that goes on in life, can I tell you that God has given permission? And some of us got to go back to God and just say, hey, what was the plan for this? What was the purpose for this? They did this. Now you tell me what's the plan. And I promise you, God will give you step-by-step tools. He'll give you step-by-step instructions. He'll guide you. He'll walk with you. Holy Ghost will comfort you through all of this. So my brothers and sisters, I want us to understand that you got to find yourself in a season where you start healing and stop hurting. Because I found myself bleeding on people who didn't cut me. I found myself bleeding on people who was sent to heal me. But because I was not healed, because I was not whole, because I was not ready for the real life conversations, I kept bleeding and I kept bleeding. I kept affecting. I kept causing diseases. I kept causing plagues to come until I dealt with Raheem. And I want to tell y'all, listen, into the deep, some of us on here right now, I know you're probably crying. You're probably having a moment, but it's good to have that moment, because you're identifying that there's some triggers in you that need to be healed. So listen, I hope this episode, this season really encouraged you to unpack your childhood trauma so you don't have a long-term effect, because the long-term effect will hurt you worse than the childhood trauma. Because the long-term effect, you now involve people that don't know your story. They don't know your wounds. They don't know your triggers. And it's not fair to people who love you to have to walk on eggshells because you have triggers. So you got to heal you if you want healthy relationships. You got to deal with your wounds if you want people to like you. You never want people to say, oh, he's anointed, but I hate his personality. Oh, he's a great singer. I don't like his attitude. Oh, he's a phenomenal teacher. I don't like his mouth. No, you don't want people to say that. You want people to say, hey, I enjoy talking with that person. It's very smart. It's very, very, very kind. You want everything that someone says about you to revert back to God. Yeah, God did his good one when he made him. Yeah, I can see Christ all through him. I can see maturity all through him. So my brothers and sisters, as we leave this episode, I want you to understand that when you start unpacking trauma, remember that it happened, but it don't have to be your story. It's not the end of your story. Yeah, it's a part of your story. But Job, you got 42 chapters to go. God gonna restore you, but don't stay on chapter 1. Keep going. Get through. And watch this. In some seasons, in some episodes, you got to go through by yourself. You got to. Because everybody is not going to understand the trauma that you experience. And you can't get mad if they don't get it. You can't. As long as you're honest with yourself and you're honest with God, everything else is going to fall in place. So listen, I encourage y'all, deal with the childhood trauma. It's real life. It happened. It did. It happened. I'm going to say it happened. But be honest with yourself. Are you affected by it? Did it hurt you? Because if it did, then that means you got some healing to do. So deep divers, I want y'all to get into our chat. Let's go deep. Let's talk. Because I want some of y'all to tell your story to our community to let them know that you have some wounds and you have some triggers and you have some trauma that you want to address. And I have a professional counselor that's in our chat every week that will give free advice on how to be healed, how to be delivered, how to be set free. So it's Raheem Warren. I want you to know that as we launch out into the deep, I want you to catch next week episode. And I promise you, you're going to love it. Because next week, we're going to talk about how to master your emotions. We have too many emotional people in this world, and I was one of them. We're going to deal with how to master your emotions. All right. This is it for today. And I promise you, I'll catch you next week.